Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and this is a taste of Cath. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. Hello, how is everyone? Today I want to touch on solo travel. I do tend to travel a lot by myself and people always ask, like, how are you okay with solo traveling? How do you find it doing it by yourself? Some people have never even flown by themselves. So I just want to give a quick few tips about how to actually feel comfortable traveling by yourself, how to feel comfortable going on a holiday by yourself. And just what you can do to basically reassure yourself. It's not the easiest of things for a lot of people. And I think even from like COVID and things like that, a lot of people are still yet to travel, and especially by themselves, you know, fears and worries and everything. So let's just get into it. I'm going to just jump you through a few of my tips about how to do this and feel comfortable. I think it's also important to note that when it comes to solo travel, it is scary and it can be, you know, quite worrying, but I think it's the little things that you start up and build that confidence through. So it can be literally going on a date by yourself, go on a cinema date just by yourself, go to the cinema, pick a film, sit down, watch, eat some popcorn, drink some Tango Freeze, drink some Coke, whatever your preference is, or take yourself out on a date, have a dinner, you know, table for one, please. Yeah, table for one. I mean, I've done these things before, but I think those things help you build up your confidence to be able to do that and do that in another country and to actually, you know, go by yourself. And I think it is just building up those little skills, self-awareness, things like that. But like I said, you can do that in your own town, you can do it in your own city. You don't have to go anywhere far to feel like you've, you know, you're starting to have that, I guess, confidence to be able to do this abroad as well. So start small, honestly, start where you are. I mean, you can literally take a trip. If you, like, I live in London, for example, you could go to Manchester. If you live in, I don't know, Paris, you know, you can take a trip to Lille, you know, another city in France. I feel like it's just start small and build it up. And yeah, and you'll be amazed at how resilient you are as a person, how intuition comes in. Yeah, I mean, we're much stronger people than sometimes we let ourselves off to be. So, I mean, you're brave. We're all brave. So you've got that inside of you. You just have to let it out, just try, and then you'll never know. I mean, shout out to Palumi Nubi, who drove from London to Lagos. Yes, London, UK to Lagos, Nigeria by herself. Yes, I know. So, I mean, that just tells you that what you think is impossible, what you think is, you know, out of your reach is not. And I'm not saying you should go and drive yourself to Mexico or anything right now, no. But what I'm saying is that in your own little capacity, you can do things that you thought you wouldn't be able to do. It is possible. So don't limit yourself or take yourself out of the equation when you can do it as much as the next person. So definitely keep that in mind. So my first tip is going to be about being organized. You have to be organized in order for you to actually feel comfortable to even fly or go on a journey by yourself. And that's not just internationally, that's also within your country. I mean, I live in London, so if I'm going to Scotland, for example, I would still want to make sure that I'm organized, I'm prepared, and know exactly what I'm going to do, what I'm going to set out to see, you know, things like that. So I think number one thing has to be organized. So you want to make sure you have all your flight details, you're up to date with any cancellations, any delays. It's always good to check your flight, you know, a week before, a few days before, hours before, you never know. Sign up to any text alerts, email alerts, things like that, so that the airlines are always keeping you abreast about what's going on. So definitely, I would say number one has to be organized. And if you're not particularly someone that normally travels by themselves, you'll definitely want to have a basic itinerary. I mean, you don't always know exactly what you want to get up to in a country before you get there, but at least a basic itinerary so that you can have those things to hand. You kind of prepare your mind about what you're going to do, and that also helps you to prepare in packing. You know exactly what type of clothing you'll need, what type of activities you're doing, what you'll need essentially. So just try and be as organized as possible, and you can share this itinerary with family and friends if that makes you feel more comfortable, but I'll also go into safety in another tip. So number one, just be organized. So my second tip will be get to the airport, the train station, the coach station, whichever mode of transport you're using, get there early. There is nothing worse than rushing to get to your mode of transport. I mean, whoever has ran through an airport looking for the gate, trying to go through security quickly, you know, you get lost, you go the wrong way, and then, you know, I mean, it can be so hectic, and it'll just make you feel even more worried and fearful, and you'll just feel a bit frazzled, and nobody wants to feel like that. So just make sure that you're actually getting to the airport early, within time, so that you're able to actually relax. You can even maybe grab a snack, a coffee, you can listen to music, you know, all these things that will just relax you before you take this journey by yourself. So number one, so definitely I think it's the number one most thing you want to do on that day of travel is to get to the airport on time, get to the coach station on time, the ferry on time. Just make sure that you're very early so that you can relax. Well, I say very early, but you know what I mean, early enough so that you can actually sit down, relax, and just feel more at peace, and not like you're gonna lose something, you've forgotten something, you're rushing here, you're worried about, you know, missing it. So very, very important. And then that leads me on to my next point. You want to make a nice playlist, like a good playlist on Spotify, on YouTube, whatever platform you're using, Apple Music. You want to make a good playlist so that it's something that you're familiar with, something that you're used to, something that feels like home, something that will help relax your nerves. You know, just play some good feel-good music. So I would say definitely create a playlist so that when you do get to the airport early and when you get onto your plane or whatever, then you're able to actually listen to this music, and it just helps you relax. It just puts you in a more positive mood, you know, better feeling, you're getting excited, and you might even want to put music of the country you're going to as well. So for example, if you're going to Spain or whatever, you can put on some Spanish music, you know, things like that. And as well as music, that also stands for films or TV shows. You might want to make download some movies or shows, series off of Netflix and other streaming sites so that you can watch this while you're on your way. And that, again, it can just be like feel-good sitcoms, familiar things. Like for me, I mean, I can't go wrong with Friends. I feel like Friends is like a go-to if I don't have anything to watch and I just want to laugh or something. I feel like just find a feel-good show that you know will keep you at ease, will keep you relaxed, is familiar to you. Again, when you're branching out by yourself, you might just feel very like overwhelmed, so you want something that is going to make you feel relaxed, make you feel comfortable, and yeah, honestly, you can't go wrong with being prepared with a good playlist and some series that will probably make you laugh your head off, basically. And again, with the series or the movies, you can actually download something from that country that can even make you more excited as well. So definitely it's worth a try. I think these are things that it just makes a little bit of difference, you know. So as well as feeling comfortable in your spirit and in your soul, you also want to feel comfortable physically. So wear comfortable clothing. Like, this is probably a very obvious one, but honestly, just wear something comfortable, wear comfortable shoes, trainers. You don't want to be concerned too much about, you know, oh, the trousers are too tight, or oh, this doesn't feel right. I mean, jeans is not always the best thing to travel in, for me anyway. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, you just want like a tracksuit, leggings, something that you can just quickly pop on, something that you know you'll feel comfortable in the whole journey. You won't get too hot, you won't be too cold. Make sure that you layer up. I think that is the key, like layers, and you can always take off more layers if you need to, and then put on some more layers if you need to as well. Always have like a spare outfit or spare piece of clothing in your hand luggage, so that in case of anything, I mean, hopefully nothing will happen, your baggage will come on time, the weather won't be as unexpected as it is, and all these things. But then that exactly helps you to just feel prepared, you know. And it goes back to my first point about being organized. You know, having that spare piece of clothing just gives you extra reassurance that, you know, even if something does go wrong, at least I've got something to change into, things like that. So definitely wear comfortable clothes, wear comfortable shoes, have comfy socks. You want some socks, or like at least bring a pair of change of socks if it's a long journey. These are all the things that you want to factor in, so that you just know you're going to have the best time, because nothing's worse than feeling, oh my god, this journey was so cold, the plane was so cold or too hot or something. So yeah, definitely make sure that you are comfortable. You know, you're probably carrying luggage and things like that, and you just want to feel comfortable and just not stress yourself too much. Then, depending on your length of your journey, you may also want to bring along some food, some treats. And I think, listen, I'm a foodie, hello. So we all know that everyone's got their thing, you know, everyone's got their treat that just makes them feel better, a little pick me up. Might be a chocolate bar, it could be rice, it could be puff. I mean, literally, like whatever it is, you want to bring along a snack or something that would just make you know that at least you have something to eat, especially like on planes. I mean, come on, plane food is not the best in general, but of course some airlines are worse than others, so you want to make sure that you've got something so that you know you feel like you won't be so hungry throughout the flight. You know that you have something in your bag you can stack into, a packet of crisps, plantain chips, chin chin, you want biscuits, you know, just some things that you can just quickly snack on. It's just good to have it there. And then honestly, I think sometimes just have like mints, chewing gum, just things that you know that could just keep you going, you know. Obviously I don't mean chewing gum keeps you going, but I mean sometimes you just want something to be in your mouth. Like, okay, no, this is sounding wrong, you know what I mean. Please, you guys know what I mean. Sometimes you just want a mint or something, you know, just to, you know, you need to freshen up, you need to feel good. Please, I hope I'm making sense here. I hope you're getting me. So yeah, so just have those things ready to hand, and you know, it's easier if you have it beforehand, but you can, even if you forget, you can always get some at the airport, you know. Just have something that you know that can actually like get you by. And a bottle of water. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I've had to wait for like air hostesses to come and give me water before the plane actually starts, like before the journey starts. Yeah, I always try to bring a bottle of water, at least an empty flask or like a flask cup, you know, to fill up or something. It's just always helpful to have it on the go, you know. Yeah, definitely that has to be in your bag. Now, I'm a Christian and I believe in prayer, so I'm always going to say pray about everything you do in life. I mean, I'm not just talking about travel here, I'm talking about everything, but especially when it comes to travel, you're going into unknown places, unfamiliar situations. I mean, literally putting my faith in God really helps me to feel at ease, because ultimately, you know, we can try to avoid situations, we can try to avoid danger, natural disasters, you know, all these things, but ultimately I believe that it's God that watches over us, it's God that guides us, he's the ultimate protection and provider. So I feel like in all things I have to always put my faith in God. So I would say prayer helps, honestly. Like, I wouldn't put it past as just, you know, something to do. It is definitely something that I think is key to me feeling comfortable and confident to do things by myself, to travel by myself. Yeah, my faith is super important. So I think that prayer has to be you know, key to this journey. Okay, if you're gonna solo travel, you're gonna need a little bit of God to follow you through. All right, okay. And for those that are like from other religions, I mean, of course, it's, you know, do your thing. You know, it's important to have that kind of faith. And for those that are really, really bad with flying or with long car journeys, you know, like a coach journey, or the ferry, I know a lot of people have motion sickness, then I think you should actually look at taking some medication that can help you at ease for these journeys. I mean, there's anti-sickness tablets that you can take if motion sickness is something that you know that you get a lot, especially when you're by yourself. I mean, there's nothing like feeling sick when you're by yourself. There's no one to help you, there's no one to comfort you, you just have to deal with it yourself. Do you know what I mean? So to avoid that, I would say definitely try and look at what you can take before. That really, really helps. I mean, I've not personally tried it, but I know others that have tried it and it's really helped them with motion sickness. And for flights and like longer journeys, you might actually want to look at potentially having like sleeping tablets to hand, just in case you're unable to like relax and actually unable to fall asleep on these journeys. That just might help you. You know, I mean, you can watch all the films, you can listen to all the music, but if you're feeling like finding it really difficult, you might want to, you know, have a sleeping tablet to help you sleep along the journey instead. So it's definitely worth considering. I mean, I've not personally tried it, but I know that it helps a lot of people. So you know, you always see that person on the flight, and they're literally, as soon as the flight takes off, they like cover their face, they're lying down, I say lying down, like got their head down, and they are not back awake until the end of the flight. You're thinking, okay, you know, so it works for some people. So you can always try. I think it's worth a try if that will help you. Then ultimately, I think most people's fears about traveling by themselves or, you know, having solo holidays, things like that, ultimately goes to safety. Safety. Yes, safety. And I think when it comes to that, again, I'm going to go back to my faith. I mean, God is the ultimate protector for me, but of course I'm not stupid to think that there's not ways that I can protect myself. So I would say always let somebody that you know in your family or close friends where you're going. You can send them your itinerary, you can send them your hotel details, your flight details. You know, all these things can just give that extra assurance to know that somebody should know where you're at, or where you are planning to be at least. I think that is super, super helpful. And then again, you can always share your we thank God for technology. You know, you can always share your location if that helps you as well, with, again, family and close friends that you feel, people that you really trust, of course. And then just keep your family updated, keep people updated when you land, I mean, I'm that person. I probably call my mum before every single flight I've taken. Okay, mum, I'm about to board now. Yeah, yes, I don't care. Even in my whatever age I am, I still do it, and I will continue to do it. And it's just that, and it just takes a text, a phone call, things like that to just help you feel secure. And then again, if you're depending on the country you're going to, you want to make sure that you're connected at all times, connected to the internet. So get a SIM card. There's eSIMs. I've got an eSIM. There's eSIMs that you can easily connect with on just through your phone. You don't need a physical SIM card. So nowadays you can have that on your phone. So as soon as you get to a country, you know that you're already prepared. You can get connected to whoever's meant to be picking you up. You can get connected to your app so that you can, you know, call Uber, whatever it is. I think it just helps you and just gives that extra level of reassurance for your journey. So definitely consider that. And as well as being connected, I think it's just wherever you're staying, you want to make sure that you feel safe as well. So there's various like door locks, safety locks, alarms, personal alarms, things like that you can invest in. I have a few which I have shown before, but I'll probably leave a link down in the description box of some of the safety precautions I take, like some of the what do they call them? Is it like, yeah, it's like a portable safety lock that I have, and I have a door alarm as well, so I'll link that below for you to have a look and see if it's worth purchasing. But I think these just, again, are just extra layers of protection that you can do and use while you're traveling by yourself, particularly if it's like somewhere you're very unfamiliar with, a new country, a new city, a new place. So yeah, and I think that is like the main things. I don't think I have any more points. If you think there's any other things that have helped you or may help others in solo traveling, please do leave it in the comments. Let's have a little dialogue. I want to see what is on everyone's kind of like list of safety precautions. And that's all for this video. So please do like, share, subscribe, comment below about anything I've missed, any other points that you can share with some solo travelers or those that are trying to. And yeah, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.